Welcome to A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host, Monique Robinson, where we highlight, celebrate, and recognize students from all over the country who are doing great things in the classroom, community, and athletics. Every student deserves an opportunity for hope and a future. So let's celebrate our students, the next generation of teachers, engineers, entrepreneurs, and future leaders. Join us on another incredible segment of A Better Chance for Youth show with your host, Monique Robinson.
Hello, I am your host, Monique Robinson, and today we have a wonderful guest. Now look, Happy New Year to those who I didn't get a chance to say it to, and I hope you had a wonderful holidays. But this episode today will be so exciting. I don't know about you, but I do browse TikTok. Sometimes I browse TikTok for the right reasons. Well, you know, this is a family show. I do browse it for some educational purposes. Let me say it that way. So I have been a fan. And sometimes I'm just so like out there that I will reach into somebody's inbox and invite them on the show. And this time, the person actually responded back. So I want to welcome to A Better Chance for Youth TV show, all the way from Mississippi. Hope I'm right, but he'll correct me. All the way from Mississippi. And I hope, you all enjoy him because I follow everything that he does. He is a phenomenal teacher, educator, and also a HBCU. So let's welcome to the show, Mr. Holt.
Hey, What's happening? I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm great. I done bragged on you. I have to own up sometimes to things that I do. Like, okay. I am a true fan. Like, I watch every video that you have put on TikTok, and I love it. So let's get started. Like, what made you want to create such a wonderful thing that makes students want to learn?
Well, honestly, it was really the kids. The kids really started it, honestly. So the whole fried apple thing, it really started with the kids. Long story short, like I always tell everyone, it started out with them mispronouncing my fraternity. So one day I came in classroom with my little alpha shirt on. I had my alpha briefcase that I toted around and everything, and then one day they asked me, what is that? And then they was like, I told them that, I'm a part of Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Then they was like, apple fried apple? I was like, no, not apple fried apple. So I don't know if they just were playing around or if I'm just really that country because I'm from the South. I'm from Mississippi. But again, it was just an opportunity where, like they just kept on running with it. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to use this as a moment to kind of, let them kind of have their own little fraternity since they kept joking about apple fried apple. So I decided to turn into some apple fried apple. So, got them some line shirts, t-shirts, and kind of gave them that college experience of what it would actually be like to be a part of a true organization, Apple Fried Apple. So they are the reason that we came up with Apple Fried Apple. So all credit to the kiddos.
Oh, wow. That is so exciting that they are invested in something. Like I watched the videos, and I think before we went on today, I was like, they are serious. That is a serious. The last video you put up, I wish I could show it, but I don't have permission from the school. But you all go on TikTok, look him up, and watch the girls do their line dance. I guess that you would call it their line dance.
Man, I know what you're talking about. They did like a little challenge. It's like a TikTok trend, little song. So they were begging, Mr. Can we do this? I was like, okay, well, y'all better come with it. They came with it. So I was like, hey, go ahead, knock it out. Do your thing.
That is, it's actually amazing. Not, and I try not to throw race into everything because when you really look at stuff, I didn't have my first, well, I can't really say that, my first Black teacher in school because my parents are educators. And in school, I didn't have my first Black male educator until I got to high school. Right. And he, I didn't really have him like for no like serious subject. I had him for choir.
Right.
But, you know, and for you to touch the young people at such an age, like when did you have your first black male teacher?
Oh man. Probably, and I'm trying to think. Wasn't necessarily in middle elementary. I think in middle school. I would say my basketball coach, but that was my basketball coach. So he didn't really just teach a core subject. I would actually say I'm trying to just make sure I'm right here. But I was ninth grade. Coach Orr. He was a soccer coach and history coach. I mean, history teacher, soccer coach. Had to make sure I get them together. But yeah. And he actually he's a Catholic. So yeah, that's where I can remember my first experience with a black male educator.
Wow.
Truly.
Wow. And so I know that you said the students came up with this organization, but did you ever dream of it to be this big? Like, you got over 10,000 something followers that are all pouring into this apple fried apple, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah. No, I had no idea. Even to this day, it's still kind of like it's just surprising because, like I said, it was never even just something that I just truly came up with. It was just something that just kind of happened over time. So again, it was just something that kind of happened over time. It was just something that just took place. And yeah, I mean, I guess it was just the feedback and the way that, you know, people were just so receptive to it and they loved it and people poured into it. They loved the idea of it, how wholesome it was, how organic, how authentic it was. And again, you know, when you're dealing with kids, it's always a soft spot for the kids. So I mean, everyone that's, you know, that's basically just paid attention to it, like they loved it. And again, you know, with all the viral content and things like that, like, man, it's definitely been a lot of love. So man, I definitely appreciate it. You know, hopefully I can continue to expand it on a more national, on a bigger scale, bigger platform. So that's another thing.
Wow, that is awesome. I have a couple more questions, but before I ask those questions, we got to go to like a little commercial break because I know I can talk all day, especially because I'm a fan of your class. I'm like, God, that's a black man in Mississippi.
Don't let my kids hear that. They're gonna think they superstars.
Oh, well, they are. Anytime kids are doing positive, as my organization and as the television show, we highlight it. Like, we love to see kids doing things positive because they could do something else. Now, I mean, I don't know about your school experience, but I know from whence I came. So,
yeah, exactly. Oh no, I'm from Mississippi, so yeah, I know.
Let's take this quick commercial break, and then I'm gonna ask some more questions.
Looking for fun, laughter, and the best show on television that supports historically black colleges and universities? Well, look no further. The HBCU Alumni House Party has got you covered. Hosted by none other than Anthony Brown. The HBCU Alumni House Party uplifts, talks about, and reports all things HBCU. Great guests, great subject matter, and lots of fun. You can find the HBCU Alumni House Party on the Daily Gospel Network at 6:30 p.m. on Sundays, the Daily Gospel Network International Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and the Daily Gospel Network Plus at 4:30 p.m. on Thursdays, all on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
Well, welcome back. I'm still here with Mr. Holt, the I guess you would say teacher of the decade.
Teacher of the decade. That's strong words. Very strong words right there.
Well, have you ever won teacher of the year?
Not that I've only been teaching like 2 years, going on 3. So that's a crazy part.
2 years going on 3? No way.
Yes, like all of this, the apple fried, that all took off my first year teaching, which is just insanity.
That means, I'm thinking you this veteran teacher, you 2 to 3 years, and you done mastered it like that. Your classroom
management. I don't know if I mastered it, but I mean, hey, I'm doing something right or doing something different.
You know what? Honestly, I think it's something different. I've been in education, like I said, since 2000. So when you see people do things that are like so creative, and they think outside the box and teach, that's probably why your kids pour into you the way they do. And you really see it's genuine. It's not, stage. You know how sometimes when people come and get observed, they put on a dog and pony, and I'm like, No, it's genuine, and you should be proud of yourself because it's not too. So I mean, the whole fried apples. I'm still amazed that it was from the concept of the kids. But not only are you teaching them about organizations, you're also teaching them social skills, which a lot of schools lack.
Mm-hmm. I think that's very important, especially dealing with young Black kids, especially when you're trying to educate them on possibly going to college and things like that. So everyone that's going to college, the social life that comes with being in college. So again, just kind of making them well versed, being able to interact with each other, being able to interact with your peers, and just basically being citizens of society, just basically knowing how to conduct yourself. And then also in terms of, representing something more than yourself. So rather you in the honor society, rather you in a Greek letter organization, rather you in a choir, rather you on a basketball team, football team, cheerleader, at the end of the day, once you start repping something, you have to maintain a certain type of image or carry yourself a certain type of way. So even with them being apple fried apple, it's still an opportunity for them to maintain a certain type of, I guess, basically make sure they manage themselves correctly. So, again, your reflection of yourself, but also what you represent as well. So there's just an opportunity for them to take that responsibility to, basically be good little children and good people in society.
That is awesome. Now, I know that this is your class every year. You do this with your class every year. So since your first year, this is your second year. Mm-hmm. Do you follow them throughout school or is?
Yeah, so all of the kids, so my last three, I've had a total of 3 apple fried apple lines. So they started in 6th grade. So those 6th graders are currently in 8th grade. So I've had the opportunity to teach them as well because I actually was teaching 8th grade early this year. So I have apple fried apples in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and I actually blessed a few little 5th graders with some apple fried apple shirts as well. Wow. So me being in that school system, I have access to all of the kids.
That's good.
So I might say it's pretty dope. So hopefully, my impression holds on, the years down the road as they go into high school, especially when they get to college and hey, Mr. Holt, can you come to my probate? Like, hey, that's
like how you slid that in there.
yeah, that's what I want to look forward to.
That is awesome. Now, since you did mention probate, do you see that you will do like a step show for the organization, like for the school? I mean, Black History Month coming up. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I'm definitely in a space where I do want to get creative with that. So again, I thought about the idea of a step show. It will have to be a lot of time invested into that though.
True.
So like after hours, again, kids when they leave school. So the combination of cutting to class time and preparation, stuff like that. I definitely thought about doing a true step show for them. But again, just didn't want to go too out of pocket because again, you have to think about actual instruction time as well. So I have my creativity that I incorporate during instruction time, but also like that would be a nice idea. Now I do have some working on possibly teaching them a little few strolls and stuff in our pastime and stuff like that. So I mean, hey, I want to get them a full experience.
I think that is the most creative thing I've seen in the classroom. Like I said, I'm counting down to retirement. Like they ask me, you want to go in the classroom? I'll be like this. Yeah. Right. But I do love to see the joy in learning, and it's definitely a joy factor there. Even in, like I said, I'm a fan. I watch the videos. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm not a stalker, but I'm
for sure.
But when I watched some of them, and even I think you did like a roll call, and they were saying their names.
Yes, the Shibuya roll call. Oh my goodness, that video is hilarious to me.
And it's like, wow,
that video blew up way more than I would have ever thought. By the way,
it did.
Yeah, I think it received like over 10 million views, 2.5 million likes. My kids remind me every single day. They be like, "Oh, look how many likes we got now, Mr. Ho. We got 2 million now. We got 2.5 million now. Oh, we famous. We'd have been on the shade." Oh my That's why I say. That's why I say they are superstars. They just truly know it.
But that investment in their lives, they will never forget. If I were to ask you right now, who was your motivational teacher when you was in school?
My motivational teacher. Like I would actually say my basketball coach, Coach Belcher. This was in middle school, so I remember he was always motivating us, pushing us. So I would definitely say him most definitely him. He was definitely the one that always kind of pushed us, just encouraged us, and just made us, better as just young men. So that's definitely like that one person. Like I never forget him for sure.
Wow, most people have that bond. Like mine was my choir teacher because he didn't accept nothing. Like I had a unique attitude and unique behavior. I'm gonna say it that way.
Right.
When I was in school, so he didn't go for nothing, didn't take nothing, and I could sing the house down, and he'd still be like, I know your parents, and I still, when I go home, I connect with them. But that's the type of bond that you're gonna have. I mean, I see it with your kids. They probably, you said they're in 8th grade, they probably still sneak over to wherever you are. Like, sir, look.
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh man, it's crazy. They come like, hey, Mr. Holt, hey, they all the time. They just be coming down because the 8th graders they're at the top of the building, so they make their way downstairs in the morning, just stop by, holler at me. Like, yeah, they definitely do that.
Bro, that is amazing. We are gonna take a short, about 1 minute commercial break, and when I come back, I want you to tell us how we can support, how we can pour into the organization as much as we can. Because to me, I love to see our babies excited about learning, and I haven't seen that much excitement in a long time. So after this break, guys, he's going to tell us everything we need to know and how we can contact.
There we go.
Looking for inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ? Look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
All right. And we are back. Did you remember the question? Because I think I might have forgot.
Yeah. How can they support?
Yes.
Yes. So overall, like I've been getting a lot of support, honestly. So a lot through Cash App. But overall, really just getting in contact with me through my socials. That's the best way to support. Just basically, just contacting me at Dee Holt. So DEE_Holt on Instagram, and also on my TikTok at DEE_Holt HOLT. And most overall, like I said, a lot of my support has gone towards like getting, supplies for the kids, people gifting the kids. That's definitely been a thing after, every time I have a line, people getting kids the gifts. Rather, it's food, rather it's books, educational things, just basically anything that you, like to get to the kids. You just directly contact me, get my shipping information. I can make sure to, get a gift basket or whatever it may possibly be to the kids. But definitely contacting me via social media, direct message, and I just kind of give you further, give you better opportunity, kind of know on the best ways to make things work for us. Trying to help the kids.
All right, now that is awesome. You gave like the address, the IG, the TikTok. Yeah, seriously. Watch these young people. I mean, y'all know young people are my heart. That's why I went into what I do, is because, somebody helped me. So I reach back and help. Now, what was your educational experience? I know I didn't ask that first, but like not college, but like your traditional schooling.
Right. Well, I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. So I went to Jackson, Mississippi public schools. I went to a performing arts school starting in 4th grade, so 4th and 5th. I was in the APAC program, so like in a really nice little program from 5th to 6th. Then I moved to like a Byram area So basically, I changed school districts overall, but I had a nice experience. Definitely played a lot of sports when I was in high school. So basketball, football, track. So I was quite the athlete. Definitely enjoyed myself with my high school and middle school experience. So that's why I always preach to my kids, like basically just staying active. You're young, like just try to stay active. Just try to get involved. Again, the more you're involved within like your schools, the more you appreciate the things. Again, you're gonna look back on it and you be like, okay, well, I did this. I did that. Like you can just knock stuff off your checklist rather than, well, oh man, I wish I would have done this when I was in school. Oh, well, I should have done this, or I wish I could have done that. So, like I said, I had a great experience on leading the college, and I definitely had a great experience in college.
Yeah, we seen that part because it pours into like it poured to your kids. Now, I don't know who's more excited, you or them, because I know when you were posting like the apples are coming, I'm thinking I have to transition back to Wilberforce when the lines are coming out. And it was just so exciting because they was opening the boxes. I was like, look at these babies.
Man, it's a beautiful sight to see because it's just so crazy to see how excited they really were just to be a part of something. Like I said, it's just so fresh, so new, but just something, just so small that, they think it's just so big in their mind just because like you're giving them something to be a part of. Because some kids just don't have the opportunity to be a part of stuff. And you want to create that space where, you get them something to look forward to. And I told them at the beginning of the year, like, hey, I'm Mr. Hope. I'm your science teacher. I don't know if you ever heard of apple fried apple. I even had that. They were like, we already heard. We was ready in 5th grade. So they knew from the day one. I said, okay, well, in order to make it past those burning sands.
Oh, look.
But not the burning, not the burning sands, but again, I always give them towards the end of the semester. I say, you have to maintain your grades, your behavior. I just had to install all of that in their head. But they've been looking forward to it since the very first day of school. So when that moment came, oh man, you would have thought you would have thought it was at a probate for real. Oh. It was like they were so excited. Like the time has come. We are finally apple fried apple.
And it's like the name is like catchy. I'm like apple fried apple. They really
it's so funny because I hear people say the name of apple fried apple, apple pie apple, fritter apple, like they fried apple fried. It's just so funny, but yeah, it's apple fried apple. If you look at the shirt, you got the apple, then you got the French fry, then you got the apple. So
I got to zoom in on that. Let me see.
Oh yeah, apple fried apple.
Lord have mercy. Now the students created the logo too.
Actually, I came up with the logo.
Oh, okay.
So, I remember, like, I don't know what it was like in that moment when they said apple fried up. I was like, man, what can I do with this? And I remember I called the t-shirt company here in Jackson, Mississippi, at the mall. I'm trying to come up with a design. Apple fried apple. So I was just trying to think of like a way to get them shirts. And then, I was like, do y'all have like a gold apple? Like, could you design a gold apple? Then I was like, what? Like, I was like, do I want to put fried chicken on here? I didn't know it. I was like, okay, what can I put for fried? Fried what? Fried chicken? I was like, okay, French fries? I was like, French fries? I was like, let's just put another apple. Then, boom, here we go. Now, apple fried apple. We came up with just like that.
So, that is hilarious, but I love it. I mean, like, to me, sometimes I feel like education is dying because the teachers don't have the passion. So when you watch the videos and how you show love to your kids and it's genuine and it's not something that come out of a book or a PD.
Yeah.
Somebody really don't have that connection. You just stunting. I'm telling you, I need to really watch and invest into this classroom.
The kids know, they know how to separate. They can tell when you're genuine. And they appreciate it, and they're gonna love you more and more for that. So
exactly. So as we are winding down, I know time flies when you're having fun. I done laughed a lot this show. But if you could tell after this commercial, because we got one more, I promised you that. So I want you to think about it. If you could tell Black males that are going into education or that are already in education. You can give them something that will motivate them when we come back from commercial and end out. What would you tell them? So we're going to go to commercial. When we come back, you're going to have that motivational moment. You done motivated everybody the whole show just because you're a science teacher. I mean, science, I used to sleep in class, but I probably...
I guess.
All right. Let's go to commercial. We'll be right back.
Attention ministry leaders. Have you ever considered growing your ministry with television? Well, the Daily Gospel Network could be what you've been looking for. As one of the nation's largest Christian broadcasting companies, the Daily Gospel Network broadcast all over the world on popular streaming platforms like Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. If you're looking to grow and reach more people, the Daily Gospel Network could be your solution.
All right, we are back. You remember the question?
I remember the question.
So it's all on you. You're going to end us. I have truly enjoyed you on here today, laughing, but I just can't believe the kids are that engaged in science.
They're
Science
very engaged. Well, you got to make it fun. You know, science makes sense, and you got to make it fun. So
that part. All right, so it's on you.
Yes, ma'am. So I know the question was, you know, for my Black male educators. Overall, like I said, I think the thing I would leave with them is just impact and purpose. As a Black male educator, again, it's somewhat rare to see as many Black male educators in education, but the impact that you can leave as a male educator, it's a huge impact. Again, the level of respect that kids give you, the way that you can connect to kids, especially our young Black males who truly need it. And they also need to see other Black males like ourselves in the classroom, you know, basically like that male figure on it. It goes a long way, whether you know it or not. Again, it's just overall the impact. I'm telling you, just being in the classroom on a daily basis, I see the impact that I know that I'm making, an impact that I know that I'm going to make in the future. And again, it's going to definitely, it's rewarding when, you know, kids just come up to you and like, I appreciate your class. I thank you for doing this and that for me. And then later on down the road, you're going to be able to appreciate it even more. So again, overall, I say, think about the impact that you're going to have and think about being that positive role model. And that's something that the kids will never forget, as the years go by.
Okay. I guess I don't have nothing to say after that. It's like, okay, we're the offering. No. Don't forget to support Apple Fried Apples Incorporated. Really good. He's a science teacher, y'all. Science experiments, science things. You know, bless that classroom. They really are doing things. And if you want to follow them on all social media platforms, mainly TikTok, that's where I watch the videos. And thank you so much for coming on today. After I know you probably dealt with the the crew at work, you know, that after Christmas behavior. But
that's very true. Woo.
To get real unique after Christmas, and then you got to count down to summer break. But you got it. And I still can't believe that you only been in the classroom 2 years. I'm thinking like this is a seasoned teacher. He got all.
No, not at all.
Well, you are wonderful. If nobody tell you, I see a teacher of the year in your future. Like that's what it takes. I mean, I won it before, and some of the same exact unique experiences I provided for my scholars. So I see it in you. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks guys for watching us this week. I don't know who I'll have next week, but I guess I have to troll some more social medias and get some educators and some exciting scholars that are making an impact in the community. I am your host, Monique Robinson, and see you next week.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, welcome.
Thanks for watching A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host, Monique Robinson. The television show where we highlight incredible students in their quest to change the world. Join us each and every week as we uplift our youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. So until next time, God bless. From your friends on A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host, Monique Robinson.